And then back to Iguodala to the rim. Oh, great block. James out of nowhere, skies to the rim. Boyd took the advantage and played on from inside the center square. Boyd kicked the goal. Boyd kicked the goal from inside the center. Here's Aloisi for a place in the World Cup. He's hands right back up.
Live it, breathe it, love it. All sports, double coverage.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to Double Coverage. Hope you're still living, loving, and breathing. I'm Dom with the great man, Sauce. How you going, mate?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. Good to be back for another episode. And we've got a few talking points that need to be discussed in the hobby. And one big fat lemon coming someone's way. Let me tell you.
We love lemons. We love them. Quick update just on the top of the show. Yeah, 100%. But the big update on the top of the show, all right? We've got a special pod that we recorded yesterday. Manny from Too Thick, all right? Everyone in the Double Coverage family knows who Manny is. All right, so we caught up with him, Manuel, and he's given us an insight into what's been happening over in the States with his podcast, in the hobby. Like, it's really good. So just stay tuned for that. We'll get that dropped. And of course, the elephant in the room, Saucy, you're getting married on the weekend. So how are you feeling first and foremost before we get into it? You got the butterflies. You're a bit nervous.
There is no time for nerves when you're setting up one of these things. Let me tell you that, ladies and gentlemen. Unless you're absolutely flush with the dollaroos and you can just go, here's that much money, just someone else organize it. There is a lot of planning that goes into one of these events. And let me tell you, I have enjoyed parts of it, but a lot of it I have not enjoyed because it's a lot of running around and too much stress. I've gotten more grey hairs over this damn event. I'll tell you that.
Tell you what, it's all good, Sauce. When you're married, Sauce, when it's all said and done, you won't have greys, you'll be losing it. So it's all right. So that's the way it works, son. So that's a bit of advice from me to you. So you got that to look forward to. No offense to your beautiful fiance, soon to be wife. I love her dearly, but that's just the way it works. And no offense to my beautiful wife. But anyway, let's move on, Sauce. Let's get it started. There's been a lot of stuff happening in sport throughout the week, and the NBA playoffs have finally begun. And boy, oh boy, did we get a few upsets in here.
You don't want to face LeBron in the playoffs.
We said this last week.
Sit down, Brooks.
We said this last week, Sauce. And this will be an easy win for Memphis. No team has it easy when you have to play against LeBron. I don't care if LeBron came from the 10th seed. When you've got to play him 7 times in a series at its max, the odds of you beating him 4 out of the 7 times, it's not a very high percentage, Sauce. Not a high percentage at all.
And he's back. He's back, mate. He's come back from the dead. They thought he was going to be done this season. I thought he was going to be done. He says, no. Let me go see the specialist of Le Foot, right? And they got to speak. Did you see the dunk he done when he just bodied off Santi Aldama and just slammed it? That's when you know LeBron is in full form. It was a beautiful thing to watch. And role players stepping up. Rui Hachimama. Woo-hoo! He was hot.
I've never seen him so happy. I should go back and clip I'm going to have to do it. Clip Sauce every week going, we're fucking shit.
You know what? I don't even care. I just want to beat Memphis. I just want to beat Memphis because they talk so much shit. Much shit and they've done nothing. All right? They haven't even made it to a Western Conference Finals. Or did they? No, they haven't. Right?
No, they haven't made it.
Yeah, exactly. So
Ja Morant got hurt in this game. Ja Morant hurt. There was a hold your breath moment also for Lakers fans when AD copped the knock to his shoulder and he couldn't feel his whole arm. And Saucy's probably sitting there going, Well, knew this was going to happen.
Oh.
Knew this was going to happen. So anyway, you get the job done, 128 to 112. You beat them by 16. Like you said, your role players stood up. Massive, absolutely massive. Good game one win there. Some of the other ones, Philly defeated Brooklyn in game one by 20, thanks to James Harden stepping up in that one. They got the job done in game two today by 12 in a low-scoring 96 to 84. This was a bit of a struggle for Philly in this one, but it was a step up by Tyrese Maxey when it came to scoring that helped. Harden only had 8 points in this. Let's be honest, I'm not surprised. Him and Embiid are two guys that shrink in the playoffs. Funnily enough, Embiid had a massive second half. He ended up with 19 balls. He scored 20 and 19 Source. So filled up.
It's still a good game. It's just low for Embiid in terms of points.
But yeah, Harden completely struggled in this one. We had the Celtics in game one defeating Atlanta 112 to 99. No surprise there. Probably one of the series to look at, which is going to be super competitive, was the Knicks defeating Cleveland by 4 points, 101 to 97. I think this series is going to be very close. We said this would go to 7, and there is scope for it to get to that. In game one, the Kings finally back in the playoffs. They did not disappoint their fans. They defeat the Warriors 126 to 123 in a close one. And then in game two today, Source, they get the job done again to go 2-0 up, 114 and 106. First time ever, Source, the Warriors have trailed 0-2 in a series in the playoffs.
Let's see what you made of great one
with the chef. All right, so
because we know what
he was out there today.
We know what one great one did when he was 3-0 down, Doma. So can you do it from 2? Let's see.
Hey, and
ball's in your court.
Ric Flair was back in full force today in the playoffs. Draymond Green. Did you see what he did?
Yeah, I've seen it.
He's just done the good. He's just stomping mud holes in Sabonis. What's he doing? You got to get fined for that, or he's got to get suspended at some stage in this series. When they go potentially, if they go 3-0 down, this guy, oh man, he just turns into Ric Flair. No comment. He's kicked people in the balls before. He's done everything. You name it. Draymond Green's done it. Yeah, eye pokes. You name it. He's done it. So they're down 0-2. The surprise one.
Aaron Fox has been massive.
He's been
he's killed
phenomenal,
it. He's killed
man. He's been phenomenal. Aaron Fox. He's been so good. I've got to get all those update posts on our Instagram up and running too. I'm behind by yesterday and today, but I'll get that done after this pod. I know.
Just like that Adelaide vlog, it's still coming.
Yeah, but mine will actually come. Yours, that is not coming. That's in the archives.
The greatest footage that's never seen.
Yeah, exactly. Then we had my mob, which I was surprised lost in that playing game to Atlanta. I thought we'll be playing Boston, but we get the job done, and we have to play the Bucks. And I thought, we're cooked here. Giannis gets hurt within the first 10 minutes, and the Heat, on the back of Jimmy Buckets, get the job done by 13 in game one. We do lose Tyler Hero in this one to 4 to 6 week injury source. So if we do advance far enough, we could get him back, but I don't think we will. But scans were all good for the Bucks, and Giannis will be back, I think, for game 2, which is tomorrow. The last two to touch on, Denver get the job done against the Timberwolves by 29 points. That is no surprise there. They absolutely stink, all right? They are no good. The fact that they're there, out of all the play-in teams that made it, they are the worst, if you ask me. The Timberwolves.
Oh, yeah.
The Heat, Atlanta, and who are Atlanta? Who are the other ones from? Lakers. Heat, Atlanta, Lakers, and then Minnesota. They were all the playing teams that are made into a playoff series. Minnesota's the worst by a mile. And then the last one, which we expect to be one of the best series, and we'll get right here with the Matty Tabe comment. Welcome, Matty. Westbrook scored the best trade mid-season. Completely agree, because he absolutely gave Kevin Durant Chris Paul and Devin Booker a bath in game 1. Westbrook sauce. With Westbrook, did you think I'd be saying he's giving them a bath in the playoffs?
But you know what was good to see? It was a lot of his defensive and hustle acts on the defensive end. He was just running amok. He was just getting in the middle of everything. You'd think Durant would have him, 1-on-1, but he was stifling him,
and Kawhi just 35, 5-5. I think he had in this game. He just dominated. So,
yeah,
unreal. Westbrook causing the problems. Westbrook sauce. You know what?
He's done it before. But
I'll give him credit.
This is what I will see. I want to see if he's had and I feel like he has had a bit of an evolution going to these Clippers, because I watched the way he plays, here at the Clippers, and he's got his moments and he doesn't take certain threes. He's been told he's okay to take the corner three and certain ones. And I mean, there are times in games where he has it going, so he feels it. But I feel like the way he's playing, it's a bit different. Ty Lue's got him on a bit of a rein, and he's able to express himself in certain ways, but he knows his role very well in this team. And I mean, obviously he has to take more of a role with PG being out. So, he definitely stepped up in game 1.
Yeah, massive. Absolutely huge. So they are the games done and dusted. Tomorrow, I'll just give you tomorrow, even depending on when you listen to this podcast. Tomorrow we have on the 18th. We don't have games tomorrow? Oh, we should. Boston, Atlanta, Cleveland, Knicks, Phoenix, and the Clippers. So game 2 in that series coming up tomorrow. Looking forward to that series, Source. That's going to be probably the best one in the whole playoff so far in terms of matchups. But I am looking forward to that Grizzlies-Lakers one, as you were saying, because of the young team, the young Bucks talking shit, and the wily old veteran LeBron just going, just sit down, man. You haven't done anything yet. You got to beat me. You got to beat arguably the greatest player of all time to prove something. And you haven't done nothing yet. Global, welcome. Good to have you in, Global. You know what? Global, all right? From us to you, you've been missed. Manny actually asked us yesterday, where is Global in the chat? What's going on with him? I don't see him anymore. And we explained your situation, obviously, at the moment. And, you've been very busy, but it's been noticed. All right, Manny. All right, Global. It's been noticed by Manny. He misses you in the chat. So just a bit of a shout out to you.
Are you going to be down at the Cranbourne show, Global? Let us know.
Looking forward to
the Card Show Melbourne, what it's called. We'll mention it later in the show.
Definitely. I'll try and get that right.
I've mentioned it already once here. That's the correct pronunciation, Thomas. So be
the Melbourne Card Show. I end up stuffing it up. We both tipped 7 this week. You and I.
I tipped 8. Bullshit. I tipped 8.
Yeah,
I
tipped 7. You tipped the Blues.
Bullshit. I tipped Adelaide, man. I changed my tip, and then you staunched me, and I folded.
Hey, no. You tipped the Blues, and I said Mackay would be out, and you said, no, I'm tipping Adelaide. And then you said, if Mackay gets cleared at the tribunal, I'm changing it back to the Blues. Well, he got cleared, so it's back to the Blues, and you got the tip wrong. So let's start gather round off. It was awesome to see footy played all in South Australia on the weekend.
Locked in there till 2026.
Yep, 3-year multi-deal Source. But it's what they've done in that multi-year deal. I don't know if you've heard. They've actually tried to organize things on each day. Like they want to have a parade. They want to do all these things, like make it like full entertainment for the weekend block that the football is going to be there, to get more people to come down from around the country. Also to get to see South Australia, get to experience it with, be a tourist to a different state.
Yep, I like it.
So it was fantastic. Everything ran really, really well. And Source, yes, to answer your question from last week, they had VAR at all the grounds. All right, they had it there, so we can't question it. All right, it was there.
Question it.
All right, let's get to game 1, which happened on Thursday, and it was the Crows who pounced on the Blues in the first quarter, kicking 7 goals to 2. and practically winning the game in the first quarter by getting a 5-6 goal.
How good did Fogarty look? I felt like I was watching Jonathan Brown out there for a second. The way he was clunking things, and he just looked like an absolute. How big is he? What is he? 20, 21, 22?
Yeah, 21, I think, or 20. Yeah, 22, maybe 22.
Have a look at the size of the bloke.
Yeah, he's
the absolute unit.
He's the Tex Walker understudy source.
He's already got Tex Walker beat. Oregon beat him 1-on-1 contest.
Nah, come on, man. Tex Walker, bro. He's a beast. He's a good player, Tex. Bit of a lemon in general, but he's a good player. Anyway, so they get the job done there. 56-point winners. Great win there. The Friday night game, this is the tip that I got wrong, where the Suns were winning the whole entire game, and Fremantle was just mounting, and then the last quarter, they just pummeled them. They win this 100-90, a 10-point win by the Dockers.
A few times we've seen this from Gold Coast this season, fumbling the ball in the last quarter, and just
the two of these teams, though, Source, are putrid. I think it's safe to say they're no good.
Bottom four.
They're not great at all. Another team that's actually not very good, and that's because of their long, extensive injury list, is the Tigers. They get pounced by trampled by the Swans by 44 points, 78-122. Just a lot of young kids, Source. They're trying to blood a lot of young kids. I saw a report during the week. Someone was saying, do you think it was a good move for them to get Hopper and Taranto? Maybe it was a waste. Me personally, I disagree with that. They got those guys in not to win this year. They're building. And Damien Hardwick, I don't know if you caught him in, I think it was like round 2. He was saying, we want to give more young guys an opportunity. And a couple of the footy pundits actually picked up on it. And I think it was Dermot Brereton, who his takes are give or take sometimes. Yeah, it can go either way if you agree with him or you disagree with him. But he actually said, he goes, they're not playing for this season. He goes, the reason he's playing all these young kids is he's blooding them to get to the point where, next year you got Taranto and Hopper. They're going to just get better because they're guns. Yeah. And, he's trying to get Samson Ryan games. These young kids next year could play their 40th game, like 30 to 40 games. So they're going to get a lot more experience and become a lot better as footballers. And they've got a few young kids in there, man, that are very good. They've got no Short at the moment. Lynch is out for 7 to 12 weeks. Jack Graham's injured. Gibcus is injured. Robbie Tarrant's out indefinitely with a hip injury.
That's a big injury list.
Bro, really. You think about that. Like those guys that I just mentioned, they're key components of that football side. And they're not playing. So, man, like it's only up for the Tigers when they get all those guys back. Swans, on the other hand, they had no one either. They had a lot of guys out. They had no back line, but, they get the job done because they're the Swans and they're good system, good culture down there. Saturday, Source. Port get the win over the Dogs. Did you boo Horn Francis?
It doesn't bother me. It really doesn't.
Were you wondering, like everyone else, why is everyone at the game booing him? Were you wondering that? Why is he getting booed?
Because it's pretty obvious. He took a bailout when things got a bit tough down at North Melbourne, and he unfortunately, wasn't true to the club that drafted him, wasted their number 1 pick. And people want to throw the shade back at the club. That's fine. There is fair, that's a fair call. Say he would have known he would have gone back to Port Adelaide. But his time at North Melbourne, he didn't even try. While he was playing there. Like he literally, mate, I know on authority, he was going out, getting on the booze on a Thursday night before a game, getting hammered. Fact. And then turning up, not giving a shit at training, going through the motions. Yes. He didn't take it seriously. And you can see what a good player is when he does take it seriously. He took over the game in the 4th quarter. Took over the game.
He just dominated. He did nothing for, not nothing for the first 3 quarters.
No,
he wasn't really
had
in
touches
it.
And that, but he
wasn't
really
really in it.
He didn't have an impact, didn't see that noticeable impact on the game.
4th quarter, he just exploded.
Willed himself. And he has that capability. And it's sad because that's what he didn't give that at North Melbourne.
And don't get me
wrong,
like, I agree with
20% of the time he was there.
I agree with Ken Hinckley where he's like, oh, he's just a kid and you shouldn't boo him. And I get all this stuff. Yeah, I get it all. And he's like, if that was my 19-year-old son, I would defend him like I'm defending him.
On him
I get it. And you got to stick by your players. I get that. And I'm not for anything. The saltiest person here should be me on this podcast. Don't get me wrong. Like, you feel bad. Like, I never want anyone to get booed. Yeah, like that. You know what I mean? But it's the same thing. I'm not going to get political with Adam Goods and stuff, but I absolutely, like, I hate the fact that these footy, like, pundits and stuff and people out there, they play the whole victim card and they play just dumb. When the crowd boos people, when it was Adam Goods, they booed him and they go, oh, it's because they're racist. Or they booed him. It's like, there's actually a reason why these people are booing him. And for you to come out and say, like, oh, I don't know why they're booing Horn Francis. Like, you're a professional in the industry. You should know the reason why they're booing him. Like, if we know the reason why, you should know the reason why. And that is, like you said, Sauce, when a club gives an opportunity to a kid to play professional football, which they've strived for their whole life, and after 1 year, and the fact that everyone's booing him is because it was North Melbourne that he did it to. The team that needed the hope of a number 1 pick to come and reshape, for the list to be the future of the club. All Victorian teams and interstate teams, don't get me wrong, not many people hate North Melbourne, so they feel sorry for us. And you got all this talk about like, oh, they're going to Tassie, going to Tassie, going to Tassie. You get a number 1 pick, you bring him into the football club, you give 0 effort, and then he bails. And they're just like, oh, what a prick, man. Like, they need help. The football club is crying for help. They need talent. They're trying to literally enhance the talent.
I get it, Domo.
So that's why everyone rallies around North and they booed him. It's got nothing to do with
these people on television, they don't want to say anything or they don't address it. They do know. They just don't want to mention it because, for fear of judgment or for fear of...
I was waiting for Jonathan Brown Sauce to just step in and go, come on, guys. He's getting booed because he bailed on the team that finished last and they took him with the first pick and after a year he left. He could have said, that's why they're booing him. Do I agree with it? No, but that's why they're booing him. That's what you have to say. You don't have to agree with it. I don't even agree with it. I don't even agree with it.
Global.
But that's the reason.
The horny isn't Cheesel's left nut.
He's 10 times better than Cheesel, mate.
He is better than Cheesel.
He played 1 quarter of football and he won Port Adelaide the game when the game was on the line. He's very good. He played in the middle.
Evening, James.
Yeah.
How are you? How are you, mates? Good to see you in the chat.
But let's get to this game before we get to North's game. The Mighty Bombers, Sauce.
See the Bombers fly up. It's one of the best games of football I've seen the Doms play in so long, and it was great to watch. And I'll tell you what, when Jakey Stringer gave the barrel, oh, wow. Oh, that was the previous week. Was that
the previous week? What do you want about?
Oh, jeez.
You're getting so caught. The lid is well and truly off with you.
The lid is off. We beat Melbourne. I tipped Melbourne. I was like, no chance. We've got no chance. After what I witnessed against Gold Coast.
Yeah, but the game was played in Adelaide. That a lot of these games are toss-ups, really.
Yeah, but it was...
You play good football, though.
It was the manner. Even that game, yes, I understand it got wet in the game, and when you're up in the going into that wet period, if you're up, you're always going to have the advantage. But in the dry ball, we outplayed him, and it was in the center of the park where they've got Petrarca.
This is where they've got
Petrarca. They got Oliver, and not to mention a bloke that the commentators kept talking on about. Oh, he's up to 40. He's up to 50. He could have been up to 100. He had zero fucking impact on the game because they still lost by 30 points. All right.
Full quarter effort from the boys, says Global, which I agree. And I was going to say that I was going to lead into what you just said, Sauce. You played 4 great quarters of football, but all they wanted to talk about was the 40 possessions from the midfielder that had zero impact on the football game.
Yes.
He got given a bath in the first half where the game was on the line. He got killed.
2 possessions in the first quarter when the game was on the line.
He got killed, all right? I think he had 8 possessions or no. 12 possessions at halftime or 11 possessions, and he had like 30 in the second half. But they were doing nothing. Essendon stacked on all their scoring in the second half of the game. If he was that dominant, like Saucy said, they shouldn't have lost by 5 goals. If he's that dominant. It's all well and good to get the ball out in the wet and just jam it on your boot and clang of the football on a turnover, because that's what he was doing. So, I don't know. Good effort, Sauce. I'm not going to let that type of rubbish mar the Dons win, because you were very good. You were very good. I watched that game and you were quality, and I was impressed. You played a good brand of football. And Draper's a gun, man. Draper's a gun. The reason why I've got to talk about Sammy Draper is because in my draft team, my Supercoach draft source, I've got Witts. And Witts got injured, was rested last week, and he didn't play this week. So for the last 2 weeks, I picked up Sammy Draper, and I've made him my ruckman for the last 2 weeks. He scored over 100 twice for me, Sauce. He's just stepped up to the plate.
He gets down forward, mate.
He kicks goals.
Sure, have you seen the footage, mate? Outworking Brody Gundy forward.
Yes, I watched it. That's why I'm watching Essendon
the $1 million
games
man.
now.
He's outworking the $1 million man.
I've got to follow Draper now because he's in my draft team.
He's got the luscious locks, mate. You can't go past those luscious locks.
He's got a rude head. North Melbourne get done by the Lions, 75 points.
Disgrace, Doma. Disgrace.
Yeah, but Sauce, look how upset I am. Look how upset I am, mate. We won 2 games. We've already overachieved.
Best way to be.
I was watching this game, and you want to have a bit of a chuckle, Sauce. I was watching it, and we'll get him beaten. I was sitting there, and I said to my sister and to my wife, I'm not even going to get upset here. I'm not going to get upset here. I don't care. We've overachieved this year. I just want to see us play a system. 5 goals over the back later
in a row.
I've got up off the couch. What the fuck are you doing? And I'm just losing the plot, like absolutely losing it. And they're like, I thought you said you weren't going to get upset. I said, how can you not be upset at that? They get paid $1 million to play their position. I said, if I made the same mistake 5 times in my job, I'll lose my job. These idiots have made it 5 times with 5 goals, and they're getting paid $500,000. Get out of here. I was just losing it. I wasn't happy, mate. Anyway.
As you shouldn't be. As you should get frustrated.
That's shit. You have to make an adjustment.
I watched that game. I watched that passage of play when they just kept getting goals out the back. I'm like, what am I seeing? It was like Groundhog Day. I'm like, oh, here's another one. He's another one.
We make Cam Rayner, who I think personally, he's got a lot of skill, but I personally think he's one of the most overrated footballers of all time. We made Cam Rayner look like he's going to win a Brownlow medal. And we made Joe Danaher like...
Yeah.
But we made Essendon supporters believe that they're missing him. That's how good he played against North.
He did have a good game.
Oh, we wish we had Joe. He won't do that for another 10 weeks until he plays North again.
You're not wrong. No, that's what he does. He'll go away.
Yeah. So he's a flat track bully. Anyway, we'll know good. We'll turn our focus to this week when we get to the games. Cats versus Eagles, 47-point win for the Cats. This is a good two games for them. Their last 2, just beating up on teams while they got injuries to try and get some players back and get some form. GWS win in a thriller by 2 points against the Hawks. Himmelberg with the specky and the goal at the end of the game. I don't know if you caught that, Sauce. Was very clutch. Sealed the game there. And then to end the round, we had the Pies versus the Saints, where I thought the game was finished, Sauce, with 3 minutes left. And then the Saints came roaring home in the last 3 minutes. I think they kicked 2 goals,
4 goals or something.
Or 3 goals. They kicked 3 goals, and they only lost by 6 points. Unbelievable. But,
so they made it look better than what it could have been. Even Collingwood.
Yeah, but in saying that, I still don't think personally this is a true reflection of this game. Yeah, like St Kilda's got pretty much their full side. Well, they haven't got Jack Steele, and I look at Collingwood. Yeah, I look at Collingwood. They got no talls. They have Rowan Marshall out there, Sauce. He's like one of the best ruckmans in the comp.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They got no ruckman out there at all. The Pies.
McStay was in the ruck again, wasn't he?
Yeah, and then he got subbed out in the first quarter. He got injured.
Oh, wow.
So the Pies did pretty well to get the job done in this one. And the Pies have got some key injuries too. No Howe, no Cox, no Darcy Cameron. De Goey was a laid out in this one too. He didn't play. So interesting.
Gee, a lot of adversity for both teams. So they're doing
both
well.
Teams.
They're doing well. Both.
Yeah. So
both
it's
teams.
good to see the top four at the moment is it's St Kilda, Collingwood, Essendon, Carlton. I never thought I'd see that as the top four.
Oh.
So it's pretty good.
It's early days. Early days.
Exactly. Let's get to this week's game so we can get out.
Saints have plenty missing as well. Global reckons. Yeah. We said that.
They got plenty missing. All right, let's get to this week's games. Friday night footy. We got Fremantle versus the Dogs.
Over in Perth.
Yeah.
Yeah, doesn't matter. Dogs should win.
I'm going Dogs. Port Adelaide, West Coast in Adelaide. Oh, wow.
Port Adelaide.
Wow. GWS Brisbane in Canberra.
Ooh. Lions.
I'm going Brisbane as well. Cats, Swans, GMHBA Stadium.
Ooh. Still got quite a few injuries. Swans have a few. I got to go Cats down there.
I'm going Cats also. I don't know where our difference point's going to be this week. Tassie, Hawthorn versus Adelaide.
Adelaide.
I'm also going Adelaide.
You've got to go Adelaide. They're informed team. Even though Hawks are good down there in Tassie.
Carlton versus St Kilda at Marvel. Home game for the Blues at Marvel.
I'm going to go the Saints.
Whoa. I might have to just flip the tip in this one. So we can just.
I'm going the Saints, man.
You tipped them first, so you can have the Saints. I'm going to go the Blues, and they might not have Adam Sard this week, so no Doherty, no Sard.
Well, one thing I have noticed is struggled a bit, Sardi, with Doherty, his teammate. They provide that run off the half back there. Doc's being out. They've obviously sat on Sard a bit more, stopped a bit of that run off half back and nullified him a bit. So it'll be interesting to see if they are both out. That's massive. That is massive.
It is big.
Because we know the Saints can play without some of their guns. They've done it for the first 4 weeks and they've played very well.
Yeah. And Jack Steele's back this week. There you go. He's going to play. So another good midfielder. Yeah. Oh, I don't like mine now. I can't change it. I'm stuck with it. The last game on the Sunday is Gold Coast versus North Melbourne at Heritage Bank Stadium, Queensland.
If I had a coin, I would flip it right now and just
here we go. Where are you going?
Oh, wow. This is tough. I'm going to go Gold Coast.
Oh, yes. I'm going North. All right. We've got two tips that have been. I just think North will bounce back this week. Clarko's going to come with a rocket straight up their backsides.
No, I reckon too. There's more chance of Clarko having an effect than Stewie Dew, that's for sure.
But in saying that, North usually struggle against Gold Coast as a bogey team. We've been the ones that have lost to them, even in their inception.
Oh, wow.
So, I'm not looking forward to that one. Then we've got a game on Monday, because obviously we've got Anzac Day game this week. But the game on Monday, Anzac Eve, is Melbourne versus Richmond at the G.
Melbourne.
Richmond
just got too many injuries.
Yeah, way too many. And then the big one on Tuesday. Surely you're going to this one, Source. The Anzac Day clash. The Pies.
Collingwood home game or Essendon?
It is a Collingwood home game.
Yeah, I don't have a ticket. I only go to Essendon home games, mate. I only got an Essendon home game membership. So I'll be watching it on the tally. Nice beverage. Might be watching it at the Crown, actually.
Yeah, there you go. Nice. Pies Dons.
Yeah. Zach Merritt. I'm not sure you've seen the incident. What do you reckon about that? Is that worth a week suspension?
It is, based on the fact that all the suspensions they've created as precedent this season. So yes, Is he harsh? Yes. To be done? Yeah, I agree. But they set a precedent now, so the way it's interpreted.
But when a guy's standing right next to you on a ruck contest in a centre bounce, you can knee him straight in the ribs.
Yeah.
That's
you know
fine.
why?
Yeah?
You know why? Because no one's been rubbed out for that yet.
That's fine to do that, but that tackle that's I don't understand.
Nobody source. Listen to me. Nobody has yet to be found suspended for doing that shit. So there's no precedent. So there's nothing for the AFL tribunal to rule under in an incident like that. Till somebody gets a suspension for doing that, then every time it happens, they'll get a week. Until that happens, it's free game. You can knee someone as much as you want in a ruck contest. And I think it's wrong. It should be an automatic free kick. You shouldn't get suspended. There should be a free kick for doing that. You just go and need someone straight in the gut. But yeah, I'm just telling you, that's the reason why. You can't global. You can't tackle. You can't bump. Might as well call it netball.
The game suited, card experience. Hobbs in, kicks the game winner. That'd be good.
Yeah, nice. Game suited. Nick Dacos, don't tackle, don't miss games. Yeah, that's exactly
right. I'm not having a go at Nick Dacos, but if you watch him, he's all about getting the ball. He's all about spreading away from the contest and getting the ball, as he should, because he's got pace, he's got great skill. That's his game. So benefits him a lot more, benefits the team a lot more. But gone are the days of
you know what's unbelievable. You know what? Go.
I feel like it's going to be more beneficial in the future, rather than tackling, actually going to try making a play on the ball, tapping a guy's handball down, rather than trying to go for the tackle. Like, you might sort of grab him a little bit, but then make a play on the ball, rather than guys now focusing on just tackling. Because even if you pin a great tackle now, they do not pay holding the ball for incorrect disposal. That is just null and void in this league anymore. Like, it might get paid. You'll see one per game, but you'll see it honestly happen 15 times a game.
Well, funnily enough, Collingwood, they had like over 15 smothers in that game against St Kilda, like smother plays where they smothered a handball or a kick to their advantage, like exactly what you're saying, like to stop a chain run by a team. They get the smother play and then they rebound and they turn it into a scoring opportunity. And that's the way they do it. So
I feel like that could be a way of coaching now coming in the future. There's so much more protecting of the players. You got something like that where an accidental, think about if they had that rule in when old mate Selwood used to put the grease up the arms and, lift that arm and get that many. How many high hat tackles were exactly like that Selwood used to cop from doing that? And you're telling me every single one of those now under current rules, say if you go back 6 years ago when he was doing it like as a fine art 6 to 7 to 8 years ago, would be rubbed out for a week. Look, I'm just saying it's a very, I don't like the precedent setting. A free kick was paid on the day. I feel like it's not a week. Maybe it's a fine and you'd be like, you need to have more kick. In that situation, you sort of leaned and lobbed your body out, and I understand. And that's probably not what you want the player to do. But I think it's unfair. On that note, I feel like Merritt being out, that's a big miss for Essendon. We do have some other great players in form. Pies are playing good football. I don't know if they get any tools back. I feel like if they don't get any tools back, it's Sammy Draper's day to kick 5 and win the Anzac Day medal, and I'm going to tip the Dons.
It's gone the Dons. You know what? If you tip the Pies, I was going to tip the Dons. So I'm going to go with the Pies. I'm going to stick with them. I just keep tipping them and they win like last year. That's what I'll do. So the Pies. Card experiences, Nick Dacos is incredible, but he'd be the GOAT if he went in and got the hard ball and tackled. Global says, who's your tip for the Brownlow? I have no idea. It's a midfielder's award, but Nick Dacos has got that many possessions. He's leading at the moment.
Oh, he's killing it.
If you ask me. His minimum got 10 votes already.
He's kicking 35 and he's bagged 2 goals in a couple games. He's kicking 35 and a goal off half back. Doesn't matter. I mean, he's playing half back, but he ends up being a midfielder.
Listen, Source. Listen, all right? I remember I told everyone that I watched this guy play when he was playing at Oakley. All right?
Yeah.
Tack football.
We've been talking about him for ages.
All right? The way I watched him play tack football is exactly how he's playing at Collingwood. He used to run past players asking for the ball because his ball use with his foot and his hands is elite.
But at the end of the day,
It's
the
like
name of the
Sheasel.
game is
Like,
football. If you've got
you got to hit the
skill,
target.
yes.
If you're super effective with your kicking, and you can start a chain link or create an opportunity for your team to score, you're going to get all the ball because you use it so well. He did the exact same thing there. So it doesn't surprise me in the slightest source that he's succeeding in that role at Collingwood. Doesn't surprise me at all. Global says it's all about the outcome of the player getting tackled. If he's concussed, it means weeks. That's a fair point. That's a fair point. How about the knockout punch?
This guy just got up. This guy just got up and kept playing the game, man. So and he's still got a week for it. It's just crazy.
How about the knockout punch?
It used to be like that, Global. It used to be like that.
The knockout. Are you talking about Caminiti on Murphy? Like he's turned into Barry Hall. Old Caminiti from the Saints. Just front. Did you see that? He just fronted up and he just gone bang and just clocked Murphy one in the chin and dropped him. And lucky he didn't get subbed out of the game with a concussion, Murphy. I'm pretty sure he didn't, but he got 3 weeks for it. I'm telling you, if you knocked him out cold, you're talking 5 weeks. And he's Caminiti's response was, I didn't even realize I hit him on the chin. I thought I just punched him in the chest. Well, it's a pretty big punch to drop the guy to the floor off a hit. It's a pretty hard chest. I'll tell you that much. So he's just giving him just a quick right.
Do that. You can't do that.
Yeah, you can't do that. Not great at all. All right, that's the tips. I'm going the Pies in that last one, and that is it for AFL. If I feel like doing a Supercoach update, I'll do it next week. I just feel like because I haven't shown it on this podcast, that's why it's actually doing all right at the moment.
Yeah, you are doing all right at the moment.
That's all right. All right, I've dropped down 110,000 places since round one. All right, 110,000.
How many total teams is there?
There's 150,000 teams. All right, I was 135,000th after round one because I had my lowest Supercoach score ever, as I keep telling people. All right, 110,000. No, Dacos was not my captain. I had Laird this week. The last 2 weeks before that, I had Tim English as my captain, mate. All right, I was talking with my mates. They laughed at me when I said I was going to put Tim English in as captain against who'd they play? The Dogs. And he just dominated. He scored 143 in the wet. I just said, don't worry. I've just nailed the captain every week, to be honest. So that's why I'm doing well. Or else I'd be just shit house.
That's a big part of it.
And I only got Dacos in my team this week. This week, I started with Jordan Dawson and Adam Sard. And Dawson's been dominating Sauce. So he scored 177 last week, if you didn't know. So 177 last week. I think 140 this week. He's been very good. So
nice.
I got Dacos, Dawson, and Sard. And now Sheasel.
How are you doing in the double coverage league? 4 and 2?
I'm not 8th. I'm 8th. 3 and 2 double coverage
3
league.
and 2. Sorry.
3 and 2. So anyway,
not bad.
Let's move on because we've been blabbering on for 40 minutes here. And we've got some Le Mans to give out. EPL. Let's go through it quickly. Villa defeat Newcastle 3-0. Brentford lose to Wolves 2-0. Tottenham lose to Bournemouth 3-2, 95th minute winner for Bournemouth. Palace 2-0 winners over Southampton. Fulham 3-1 winners over Everton. Brighton beat Chelsea 2-1. Man City beat Leicester 3-1. Man United defeat Nottingham 2-0. And on the live stream watch party, after a 2-0 lead, Arsenal bottled it, draw 2-2 to West Ham. And now it's not looking too great. Sauce.
I'm slowly resigning to potential defeat, Tom. It's still within our hands. It is still within our hands. But what I've seen in the last 2 weeks, the monumental collapse after getting 2 goals up, First, the Liverpool game. All right, I could accept it. It's at Anfield. Liverpool are great sides. They've still got some great players. But to West Ham, and the manner of the goals,
Oh,
we
that was
gifted them their
disgusting.
first goal. And then their second goal was just a long clearance from the back, and then we missed a penalty to make things worse. We could have been up 3-1, got the 2-goal buffer again. We missed the penalty. Oh, Doma, it's not good. It's not looking good because Arsenal's were $1.60 favourites before the Liverpool game. They're now blown out to $3 outsiders, and Man City is $1.70 favourites to win the title. And I've got to agree with the bookmakers.
You play them next Thursday morning.
Could be. Well, look, I'll be honest. I'll be up watching the game. I don't know. Maybe I'll live stream it. We'll see how we go.
I think we should live stream it just to see your reaction either way, win or lose. What do you think? I reckon.
That's the season. That's the season right there, Donna. That's the season. If we are to beat Man City don't get me wrong, we're going to take care of our game this weekend as well. If we are to beat Man City next Thursday, I will have the hope back. If we are to get a draw, I will still have hope. If we lose, we are done. It's as simple as that. It's simple as that.
He let it out a bit, global, at the end of that stream. So if you just go to that stream on YouTube and just go to the last 20 minutes and just watch it, you'll see Saucy just let out a bit of frustration. Let's get to the games this week. Arsenal, Southampton. Surely you got to win this one. Fulham, Leeds, Brentford, Villa, Palace, Everton, Leicester, Wolves, Liverpool, Nottingham, Bournemouth, West Ham, and Newcastle, Tottenham. 2 games have been postponed. That is due to Champions League / Europa League. So Man United versus Chelsea has been postponed, and Brighton versus Man City has also been postponed. So you'll have a 2-game difference now on Man City.
Oh, wow.
So you need to win.
We have to win.
You have to win to make it 7 points, 2 games clear.
Must.
Okay. So that's a bit of the tail of the tape there. Let's get to a few other things. Just quickly, Champions League this week. We spoke about it last week. I'm pretty sure we did. Well, Milan beat Napoli 1-0. We did speak about it. Anyway, games tomorrow. Napoli. Where are we at? What's going on here?
No, you gotta say the games because we didn't get the results from last week.
We didn't.
No, because we did the pod. We would have done the pod on a Tuesday.
Yeah, on a Tuesday. That's what I was thinking. What a Le Mans.
Sorry.
Yeah, because we haven't. No, me. I'm a Le Mans because there's something that happened in the Europa League that we haven't had a laugh about yet on this show. So yes, we definitely haven't given the scores. AC Milan defeat Napoli 1-0. Real Madrid defeat Chelsea 2-0. Inter beat Benfica 2-0, and Manchester City smacked Bayern 3-0. So going in to the games tomorrow, Madrid 2-0 up over Chelsea at Stamford Bridge tomorrow. Milan 1-0 up over Napoli. Game is in Napoli tomorrow.
I expect Napoli to come back. They were the better team.
Yeah,
they were the much better team in that game and was unlucky to actually lose 1-0.
Thursday, 3-0 down. Bayern Munich at home against Manchester City. And Inter Milan 1-0 up over Benfica, or 2-0 up against Benfica at home to Benfica. So some big games this week in the Champions League.
I might have to get 5 a.m., mate. Watch this Napoli game, I reckon.
Yeah, it'd be a ripper.
It's a must
then
watch.
we hit
and actually, let me just give a quick shout out to the AC Milan supporters down there at the San Siro. I'm not sure if you've seen the massive display that they put on the walkout, the pre-singing. It was unbelievable. It was just a sight to see. The old midweek fixtures that you were fond of seeing back in the days when AC Milan was absolutely dominating with Ronaldinho, Seedorf, the like in there. I think Ibrahimovic played there back in the day. Gattuso. There was just a multitude. Pirlo. There was a multitude of players that were just dominating. It was just a sight to see. And if you haven't seen it, make sure you look it up because I'm telling you, it was one of the greatest displays of fan engagement at a football game you will ever you will ever see. It's just beautiful. Like, it's something that it would be a once in a lifetime experience to see something like that at the San Siro. We've been to the stadium, Doma, you and I. We've walked in there on the foot, on the turf. We've been there. So it's a really, really historic stadium. So it was
beautiful
really
stadium. Absolutely beautiful. Let's get to some Europa League results. Juventus 1-0 over Sporting. Leverkusen 1-1 against Royal Union. Feyenoord beat Roma. But the game that had to be seen to be believed, Source, was Man United at home at Old Trafford. 2-0 up at halftime. And it'll be safe to say, I haven't seen United kick 4 goals to nothing in a game in a very long time. They scored both of Sevilla's goals at the end of the game, thanks to Malakia and, of course, Sauce. If you see an own goal on the sheet, there's one man you got to look to, and it's the great Harry Maguire, the big slabhead with an own goal. He equalised it for Sevilla.
Harry Maguire!
The only disappointing thing out of this one is Martinez out for the season. He got an injury. He had surgery today, all successful by reports. So, yeah, bit shattering there. And those fixtures will repeat themselves this week. So, Sporting at home to Juventus, Royal at home to Leverkusen, Sevilla at home to United, and Roma at home to Feyenoord. All right, so let's move on to some UFC.
Doma, as you know, the best BJJ MMA soap in the business, Roll Clean. Great sponsor of the show. Use the discount code 20%, double coverage for 20% off on your order. Roll Clean is a proud family-run Australian business and is made with 100% natural ingredients. Helps keep you clean on and off the mats. Don't be the smelly guy at the gym. Walk in with confidence with Roll Clean and destroy their competition. Roll Clean offers a wide range of products targeted in assisting post-training recovery. Our magnesium bath salts, bath bombs, and Boost Balm can help ease those aches and pains after a hard training session. Roll Clean offers a wide variety of soaps to choose from. Just visit www.rollclean.com.au or hit them up on social media. Roll Clean, we've got your back. Never smelled so good after using Roll Clean soap. And I'm loving every second of it, Donna. And it lathers up beautiful on the loofah. Don't you worry about that, ladies and gentlemen. All right. This weekend, we had a big UFC card. UFC Fight Night, Holloway versus Allen. I'll run through the main card results. Give a little bit of a chat on the main fight because I watched that one. Rafa Garcia defeats Clay Guida, 3rd round decision, the lightweight division. Pedro Munez defeats Chris Gutierrez, 3rd round decision in the bantamweight division. Ion Cutelaba defeats Tanner Bosa with a 1st round KO in the light heavyweight. Azmat Mazzakanov, who's now 13-0 in professional MMA, so always one to watch in the light heavyweight, defeats Dustin Jacoby in the 3rd round decision. And then featherweight division, co-main event, Edison Barbosa gets a 1st round KO against Billy Quantillo. And the main event, Max Holloway defeats Arnold Allen, puts on an absolute clinic. You know what's funny about this, Doma? He put on an absolute clinic. When I mean an absolute, like just a clinic. He killed it. He dominated this fight. Clearly won it on the 5th round decision. His output was just what we're used to in seeing with Max. This is the second best guy in the division, and he's dominating Arnold Allen, who's an up-and-comer in the division. He's 19-2 in MMA, so obviously he would have been 19-1 before this fight. He dominated him. And then Volkanovski dominates Holloway. He's just that much better than all the other guys in that division. And it's scary because Holloway has failed to beat him 3 times. So it's pretty crazy to think. And it's interesting to see what happens now when, obviously he's got his fight against against, I think, is it Rodriguez? I don't want to get that wrong, but against his next opponent, I think it is Rodriguez, the Volk, and we'll see how that plans out. But I mean, if Max keeps dominating guys like that, there's nothing to say that we don't see another fight between Max and the Volk, because the Volk wants to stay active. So
number 4, the fourth rendition.
I mean, it could happen. It really. I mean, when you've got Holloway who steps into the ring and has a performance like that,
yeah, fair enough.
Holloway wants to fight the Zombie. He did say after he'd love to fight Korean Zombie. I think that'd be a great fight because both those guys like to stand on the feet and bang. So it'll be a great watch. But nonetheless, that was UFC Fight Night. Holloway versus Allen. Dominating performance by Max Holloway in the featherweight division, getting the decision in 5 rounds. All right, this weekend, Doma, the 23rd card kicks off from 9 a.m. The main card prelim kicks off from 6 a.m. Just have a quick look through the prelim. Here we go. There's a guy named Muhammad Usman. I'm not sure if he's related to Kamaru Usman. Who knows? But he's running in the heavyweight on the prelim card, so there's one to watch. All right, we got the main card. It's main event. Co-main event is Brad Tavares against Bruno Silva in the middleweight division. And then the main event is heavyweights. Sergey Pavlovich against Curtis Blades. This will be a great fight. Sergey Pavlovich is obviously the bloke, I believe he knocked out Bam Bam. So it will be good to see this fight. I mean, you always know the heavyweights are entertaining, so you got to tune in. And ladies and gentlemen, that kicks off 9 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. Check your local guides for when it kicks off for you. And I believe someone did tell me that if you did want to watch PFL, which is the Pro Fighters League, which is another MMA organization, you can find it here in Australia on Stand Sports. They had a free trial or something, Maddie was telling me. So maybe check that out, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to check out some PFL content. If not, if you're interested in more martial arts, you could suss out how much that costs to add that on as an add-on package. Or I'm sure maybe you might find it on the realms of the internet, but nonetheless, check it out.
That's it. All right, let's get to some hobby talk brought to you by Platinum Standard Grading. Thanks to the crew at Platinum Standard Grading. All right, Sauce. How do you want to do this? Do you want to hold off on this Le Mans briefly? I can smash through a few things. All right, let's go.
Smash through a few things. I've got to get up to a few things.
All right, let's go. Tops Project 22. We've got Anthony Alanga by Orlando Arocena. We've got Erlen Haaland by Neil Stevens. We have Xavi Simons by Kay Heinen. We have Aurelien Tchouameni by Sunil Chitraka. And we have Harry Kane by Case McLean. That's who we have this week for the Tops Project 22. Alanga, Haaland, Simons, Tchouameni, and Harry Kane. Beautiful. All right, Sauce. Next up. Not done yet. We're not done yet. This dropped last week on Friday. Dom Russ, FIFA Soccer. All right, I'm going to bring this up. I'm going to have a look at it. Do a bit of a zoom in. We've got Garnacho, rated rookie here. So hobby boxes of 22-23 Dom Russ Soccer contain 30 cards per pack and 12 packs per box. Look for 1 auto, 1 mem, and 60 parallels and 48 inserts or insert parallels per box. On average, collect the 200 card base set, including 25 of the iconic rated rookies, featuring some of the best young players on one of their first certified trading cards. Collectors will find 8 inset sets in 22-23 Net Marvels, Craftsman, Zero Gravity, 92 Dom Russ Tribute, Pitch Kings, Rookie Kings, the Rookies, and Elite Series. The always popular Kaboom insert is back in Dom Russ, as it is in about 40 other different products, joined by a new ultra rare offering, Night Moves. Find one of each per case on average, and chase autos and mem cards from some of the best footballers past and present in Beautiful Game Autos, SIG Series, Beautiful Game, Dual Autos, Kit Kings, and Kit Series. Here are some of the card Source. We've got Jude the Dude Bellingham, Garnacho rated rookie, Naomi Gurma. We've got some women's rookies in here. Surely we're going to get a Sam Kerr in here. Surely. De Bruyne, Enzo Fernandez, rookie source. We know how good he is. Pablo Torre, rated rookie. Julian Alvarez,
Don Russ
rookie.
Soccer. Suss out the auto checklist.
There's a Garvey, Haaland, Trinity Rodman, Vlahovic. Who else we got here? Lionel Messi. That's actually a nice looking card with the parallel. Rookie Kings of Lorenzo Aluca from Ajax. Tushimeni over here, source. Have a look at that. Kaboom of Pickford. Rookie Kings, Kusang Cho. Net Marvels of Cristiano Ronaldo. That actually looks pretty good, that card. I have to get myself one of those. Issa Kabore from Marseille. There's a Zero Gravity of Sandro Tonali. We've got a Martinez patch, Harry Kane for Kick Kings. Pellegrini. We've got a Matteo Damian jersey to 10 for Italy. Mats Hummels auto here of Paulo Dybala. Looks like a sticker product. It definitely is. Looks like there's Ronaldo Man United kit cards in this one. You're not going to get Al Nassr. Let's see if I can actually find the full checklist for this. I reckon Cardboard Connections got it. Put together source. I see Beckett have some new price/value features and some other new shit, says Global. Panini has a lawsuit against Fanatics. Yeah, whatever. They can go jam it.
That's not going to happen.
Here we go. Soccer checklist. Don Ross. What are you keen? What are you looking for here, Source? What do you want to see? Net Marvels. Brendan Aronson. Alex Morgan Kaboom. There's Haaland auto source.
Of course there is. That's what sells the
Very
product.
Nice. You can get Liao. Well, we don't care about the base set. Base rated rookies. This is, well, we'll get to see who some of the rookies are here. William Saliba in France kit. Enzo Fernandez, Benfica. He was wearing an Argentina kit in the photo. Who knows? Luis Sinisterra, Fabio Miretti, Julian Alvarez, Garnacho. Oh, Tyrell Malakia. Man United, rookie card source. SIG series. Here we go. We can get Kaká, Maldini, Beckham, Neymar, Nesta.
Some good names there.
Dybala, Haaland, Verratti. I'm just naming the ones that are big ones, big ones. Alexis Sanchez.
Firmino's a bit of a chase for Liverpool fans.
Yeah, Firmino, yeah.
He's in the Marseille.
Pulisic. Jurriën Timber. He should be at United, but that's a different story for another day.
Ronaldo.
There you go. Cristiano Ronaldo autos. Portugal autos. Very nice. Beautiful game autos. Cafu. That's a nice one, source.
Oh, nice. Kaká.
One of the greatest fullbacks of all time. Kaká. Charles de Ketelaere.
Lionel.
Messi autos.
There
you go. Lionel. That's an Argentina auto. Haaland's in this one too. That's his Norway auto. Mbappe.
Oh, yeah. Very nice.
Dwight York, United. That's an interesting one. Mate, you know what I'm waiting for? I've told people this. Well, I've told Source this. I'm waiting for the Edgar Davids autos. The man with the goggles. The man with the...
I know.
I want to collect Edgar Davids, mate. I want an auto. The beautiful game dual autos. Tevez and Maradona for Argentina. Rodrigo and Vinny Jr. for Real Madrid. That's a nice dual auto. Paul Scholes, Roy Keane, dual auto for United. Oof.
Very nice.
Well, Kit Kings, we saw some of them. We don't care about them. Kid Series, Craftsman, Elite Series, Kaboom. Who can we get? Messi, Argentina. Gavi, Zidane, Real Madrid. Kaboom sauce. Nice. Musiala, Germany.
Pedri.
Ronaldo,
Got
Portugal.
Pedri in there.
Yeah, Pedri. Alex Morgan has one for the United States,
Kaká's
which
in
is
there.
good. Kaká, Haaland.
Not bad.
Benzema.
This is not a bad checklist on this.
Net Marvels. We've got Rafael Leao, Messi, Saka, Lewandowski, Benzema, Leroy Sané, Net Marvels. Nice. Haaland, Ronaldo, Vinny, Anthony from United. Night move set. You got Messi. Oh, I tell you what, this is actually not a bad product source. Mbappe. Hey, this is actually not a bad product.
Pretty good
and
product.
It says up the top there, source, that it's $208 a box.
What?
That can't be right. That's what it says.
That can't be right.
I'm going to go right here. I'm going to zoom right in on it too. Right here. Look at this.
Well, the potential hits in this. This could be
box.
a cheeky
hobby box. That has to be wrong.
I mean, that's obviously USD, but I mean that
doesn't matter.
That's $300 and under in AUD.
Since when are we getting? What was it in there again? 12 packs with 30 cards. For 360 cards, you're paying $300. That's unheard of.
Bad.
I haven't seen that in bloody freaking 6 years. Let's see if anyone's put up a.
Has this been released?
Yeah. Hobby box, 12 packs. Factory sealed, unopened, $137. Some are selling it even cheaper. I want to see if there's a. Hey, it's not a bad product.
Not a bad product. There you go.
One for we actually
soccer
found something
out there. Never know, Dom. I might indulge myself in a box to lose $300.
Here we go. This is the one you want to spend your money on. Select basketball. We've gone from value to ultimate value. There's no current price on this yet because it hasn't come out yet.
Oh, we know it's going to be close to $1,000 a box.
There's Holgram. There he is. Banchero.
Did you see the 1-of-1 Prism Holgram Monopoly got pulled? Black 1-of-1 Monopoly Prism?
I did. And that's product of the year. Monopoly. I told you.
Mate, you know why it's product of the year? Because they've actually got it out.
Because you can actually play you can play the game.
You know what? You can actually collect cards of guys that have already been 1 year into the season. Finally.
Monopoly also teaches you how to win money and lose money with no repercussion. Where when you buy Panini products, most of the times you just lose. So at least you have a chance of winning if you play Monopoly. So that's the release is June 14. So get ready, save all your money, and probably one box of this could probably buy you 5 boxes of Don Russ Soccer. So that's all I'm saying, potentially. 3 autos, 12 prisms. On average, you're going to put on average in there, Source. On average. All right, because you're not guaranteed anything anymore. Anyway, it hasn't fully come out yet. I just wanted to point that out, that it is coming. Here's some of the look at some of the cards. Jalen Green card looks very nice. The in-flight looks very nice.
Yeah, in-flights are beautiful. I've got a Brandon Ingram in-flight order. It's very nice.
This card should have said ice cold on Luca the Don. He's not in Fuego, I'll tell you that much. Ice cold. All right, we're done and dusted with all that stuff for me. So I'm going to throw it to you, Source, because you got a Le Mans to give out, and we're absolutely flying here with time.
Doma. And now, look, it's happened before. Right? But it's not. The Le Mans is the act, but the Le Mans is also the manner on this person, or the goal on this person. To try this and not think that you're going to get caught you are, well, what I'm about to give you in a second after I explain what's going on. Doma, this camera shows you it's been going big. I'll bring it up. Yeah, if you haven't seen, right, someone from the Pokemon factory stole a whole bunch of Fusion Strike hits. So there's all the rainbow rares. You've got the Umbreon card in there, which is people have named it the Moonbreon, which is like the Umbreon card that's looking at the moon, full art card that's looking at the moon. PSA 10s would go for, I think, around close to 800 to 1,000 AUD, somewhere between 700 to, I think it's around 400 to 500 USD, or I believe. Don't quote me on that, but it's expensive, right? So it's not a cheap card. This guy's stolen that many of them. Like, there's a stack there. You can't see in this photo that I've got there. There's better photos out there. If you want to know more about this, first and foremost, ladies and gentlemen, go here, Rattle Pokemon. Check
Look how
him out.
many.
He's done a couple of videos on it. There you go. That's that here. So there's a better photo. That there, where I've got my mouse in the middle of the page, that's just the stack of those Moonbreon cards. Umbreon. They call it Moonbreon because he's looking at a moon.
Yeah.
Coined it, right? Mate, they just raw themselves, like that stack must be $10,000, man, or more. Like, just sitting there. And then PSA 10s, I mean, if you get PSA 10s on those, you're looking at $80,000 potentially. Like, ridiculous, right? And that's just on the Umbreon cards. So he's stolen that many, right?
Look how many full art cards are there, and rainbows.
Yeah, so
holy
definitely
shit.
go check out Rattle Pokemon. He does a bit more in-depth dive and he'll explain more about it, what's sort of going on. Now, look, you have to be, first of all, an absolute Le Mans to steal the cards in the first place. Secondly, you have to be an even bigger Le Mans to try offload them all at the same place in person, right, to the one dealer. You couldn't be any more of an absolute lemon. I'm not even. Look, I'm in shock of how much of a lemon this person is.
Do they realize that this thing exists, Source? They're gone to a public place and someone's going to stand there and be like, where in God's green earth? They would have picked up a stack and gone, these are all the same cards.
Even if you opened 1 million packs, you wouldn't have got all those kits.
Yeah, but they would have gone, these are all the same card. How did you have the greatest pack luck in Pokemon history? And he would have been the biggest Lamont and turned around and said, with a smug grin on his face, I stole them. I work at the printing plant.
Yeah, he probably did.
Pokemon cards. I stole them. Had a bit of a laugh. Fucking peanut. What a Lamont.
What a Le Mans, right? What an absolute Le Mans. Like, that is just ridiculous. Ridiculous.
Oh, Matty says he's glad that you got rid of your Reddit history before you showed your screen. He's just been looking up One Piece Nami cards, Manny. That's what he's been.
Hey, One Piece Nami, I'm telling you, I'm adding a few of those cards to my collection. He's my favorite One Piece character. If you don't know why, well, go have a look. Nami, One Piece.
You're a freak. Now, I want the double coverage family. All right. Anyone that listens to this, because I know a lot of people just listen to Hobby Talk. They don't care about us drivel on with the sports stuff. But I got homework. Source. I have homework for the listeners. I don't usually give homework. And I'm not, Source, I'm telling you, I'm putting this video out there, and I sent you the link. All right. I'm putting this video out there. I'm not trying to get blocked. This is the one guy. This is Sports Card Investor. Right? He hasn't blocked us. We've been very critical of him in the past. Right? But he put up something that is quite interesting. Now, I kind of went, interesting take. So I'm keen to see what the listeners think. All right? So you got to head over. All right? I'm going to show you what you have to do. You got to go over to his page. Right? Yeah, Ashton, one piece in a two-piece. Wink, wink, wink. Very nice. That is a great comment. And I'm going to leave that up there for a bit because that is a ripper. All right. That is actually a ripper.
That's on the money.
That is great. You're going to head over to Sports Card Investor. All right. Here's his page. You're going to hit Reels. All right. Right here. And you're going to go to, I hope he hasn't taken it down. Surely he hasn't taken it down.
Oh, no.
No. Has he taken it down?
Was it recent?
Yeah. Maybe it was old. Nah. I just sent it to you.
You've cooked it.
It's probably from it's probably from freaking last year. No, my luck. Regardless of the point, I want people to still go and watch this source. Oh, no, sorry. You know why? Because I'm an idiot. I have cocked it up. Because you got to go here. You got to go to It's Jeff Wilson. Right on, Dom. Oh, fucking idiot.
There we go. So he hasn't. He's still there.
It's still there. All right. So you got to head over to It's Jeff Wilson. All right. All right. You got to go to Reels. Oh, you don't have to. It is literally the first tile on his post page. All right. You're going to click on this. And you need to watch it. All right. So he's talking about the upcoming Disney Lorcana series that's coming out source. And he reckons that it could dethrone Pokemon for popularity in all of the United States. I'm going to let you process that.
Wait, say it again. What?
He thinks that Disney Lorcana, the trading card game, is going to overtake, not globally, all right, Pokemon, because obviously Japan and all that stuff, that's very big. But he said it's going to be the biggest TCG game in the United States. It's going to be bigger than Pokemon. It will overtake it in popularity in the United States.
I mean, you can make a take. It doesn't mean you're going to be correct.
No, he made the take. He said if they put their full weight behind it, he said obviously they got theme parks, they got movies. There's more connection to Pokemon, to Disney in the United States than Pokemon. Because he goes,
that's a fair
yeah,
point.
That's why I want
agree.
people to think about it. This is your homework. There's a few.
You know what?
Using that comments algorithm wisely, says the Big G unit. Oh, let's have a look at what some of these great people have said. LJKC. Oh, fucking hell. I can't even speak. This is funnier than saying invest in Will Greer over Kyler. Only TCG that can overtake Pokemon would be Magic. Alex Giamo says, no chance. So you want something. Bro, can you stop? Seriously, I know you want clicks and comments, but this is just pump. Tony Loicano, if you don't know who he is, you just jump in Clubhouse. He's good mates with probably.
Well, you can Google
he's good mates with Zangrillo. He does consignments with Zangrillo, so if you don't know who he is, you can check him out. Are you giving odds? He says Sports Card Plaza. Of course, he says it's a GG. No shit, because you're the pump king. So of course he wants it. There you go. That's going to go to the moon. You guys do great work in content engagements. Slime cards. Where's the Messiah in here? Surely the Master. This is 100% pump and dump. Anyway, I want you to go. That's the homework for you, Double Coverage family. Go and have a listen to it. Listen to his reasoning behind it, and then feel free to hit us up in the DMs. I'll drop it in our story. All right, so you can, and I'll put a question box in there if you want to hit us up with your answers, and then I'll repost them on our story. I just want.
Yep. First and foremost, I will say I disagree with Jeff, and I don't think that's going to be the case. I feel like Pokemon's just too ingrained into people's hearts, and you've got the new generation like me, yourself, Doma. We grew up with Pokemon, and you know what? We're popping out kids, and a lot of people, when we're popping out kids, we're opening Pokemon cards with them.
I'm telling you what, if Disney, if it was called Disney Wokana, not Lorcana, then yeah, I would agree that it would potentially take over, but it's not. So it would. Because you'd have to buy it for the sake of offending someone. So, of course, it would be Pokemon.
You just snuck that one in there.
Yeah. Anyway, it's doing it probably do as well as its movies are doing at the moment, which is absolutely fucking shit. So, yeah. Anyway, time will tell. I'm not having a crack at him. I just thought it was an interesting take based on everything he said with movies and theme parks and actual connection to the American people itself with this product. Obviously, myself, I'm with Source. I don't personally agree that that's going to happen. I understand. I just think even with that infrastructure, it hasn't got the ability to get as big as Pokemon or overtake Pokemon in the TCG space in the United States. Anyway, last thing, and then we're finishing. Card Show Melbourne. Did I get it right? You're muted. You're muted. Did I get it right?
Yes, the Card Show Melbourne.
Okay. Have you got it? You'll get it up. That's it.
Yeah, I'll get it up.
Done.
That's
coming up next Saturday.
Yep, it's coming up next Saturday. Here, I'll bring it up so I don't want to mess about. There it is, the Card Show Melbourne. You can follow them on Instagram. You can also follow them on Facebook. They have a Facebook page. They're much better up in the Facebook page than the Instagram. I did DM them and say, dude, don't forget about your Instagram because, at least I can share it. Got more following on Instagram and, help you out. So that was good. And he has been updated since I told him that earlier today. So 29th of April, the Cranbourne Turf Club, and tickets, I believe, go on sale tomorrow, or tickets are live now. So there you go. There's the link to the get tickets. I believe that's also in his bio. So check it out. I think early bird tickets are $15, and I think you pay at the door it's $20. So definitely worth saving the $5 and literally just buying a ticket online. And yeah, make sure you're down there. Dom and I will be down there. So
I'm going. I'll be there.
Yeah,
I'll be there.
Dom has pulled up the socks and he's getting out there, lacing them up. So it'll be good to see a few people down there. We'll probably just be down there from the beginning and maybe 2 hours in, and then we got to duck off somewhere. But still like to get down there and attend these shows and give you our support because it's always good when people are having a crack, and credit to the gentleman running the event, which I'm sure I'll meet then on the weekend, because I didn't meet him last time because I was too busy like rummaging around. I was excited for another different card show. This time I actually want to meet the guy who runs the event and have a chat with him as well. So
Matty Tape said, looking forward to Matty Yuga's vlog of the show. Good to see someone finish a job.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, my last vlog got out, Matty. And that was just me solo, and that was me literally walking around with thongs on because I couldn't put a shoe on after me busting my foot.
Hey, you're gonna surely you just vlog again. You're gonna be vlogging again, sure.
Yeah, we'll do a little vlog, and we'll come out this time, hopefully. No, it will, and I'm really, I should be good. I should have a lot less on my plate as well. So with the other things wrapping up in parts of my life, so yeah. More time.
Some say wrap it up, and I just say just beginning, baby. And on that note, keep living, loving, and breathing sport. It's Tom with the Great Man Source. It's double coverage, headaches for life, and peace.
Peace out, ladies and gents. Thank you for tuning in. Please don't forget to leave a review on the Apple Podcasting app. Also, follow us on socials: Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok. Talking all sports, double coverage.